Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to be introducing a new series on my channel called Nerdy Nature, and I'm going to be taking you around some of my favourite places, showing you the nature you can find, but also what films and things they were used from. Not only that, we're going to be exploring different creatures and different things from films that are inspired by the natural world, so tying in my love for all things nerdy like Doctor Who, Harry Potter, Disney, Star Wars, all things like that with my love for nature. So welcome to Dunraven Bay. I am shouting just because of the wind. So it's really windy at the moment, but I'm going to be taking you around the bay and what it's used for. And the clue is, it's actually on my neck. So strap yourselves in and let's go explore Dunraven Bay in South Wales. So this beach has actually been used in a lot of Doctor Who episodes. It's probably best known for playing Bad Wolf Bay in Norway, and that was in the Doomsday episode, and also the one Journey's End where the Doctor says goodbye to Rose in that amazing iconic scene. But it's also played part in other Doctor's ones as well. So what we're going to do, we're going to explore this end of the beach first and show you where that amazing scene was filmed, and then we're going to head the other way and I'll show you where Matt Smith's 11th Doctor filmed that way. So let's hobble our way across these rocks and let's head to this way. So as we're climbing across these rocks, I'll just tell you a little bit more about Dunraven Bay. So Dunraven Bay is part of the Jurassic coast, which basically means that a lot of the finds here can be dated back to the Jurassic era. So it's perfect for using for period pieces or that kind of thing, where you're trying to give the viewer a sort of feeling of a medieval or historical time. So I have to apologise for the wind. I do have my lapel mic on and I will edit the sound, but there's only so much a girl can do. So here, Dunraven Bay, as I said, is part of the Jurassic era, and that means a lot of these rocks aren't actually from this era. The rocks contain things that are dated back to that time, like fossils. So we'll actually do a little bit of fossil hunting and show you what we can actually find here in Dunraven. And I've got some that I had from a time before. But the thing to remember, that Dunraven is a SSSI, which means you cannot damage or take anything from here. Mine are from zoological collections that I've helped with, and I got to keep a few of them. So let's continue this hobble across the rocks in the wind, and let's head to where Doomsday was filmed. So this part, which is just behind me, was used in the episode's Journey's End, where the Doctor and the Half Doctor were brought back to Bad Wolf Bay in Norway, which is obviously here. But it was also used in Doomsday, part 1 and part 2. So it's where Rose stood and she said, "This is the story of how I die," which was amazing at the time. It still is amazing. And Doomsday Part 2 is still the one that makes me absolutely weep, with the goodbye scene between Doctor and Rose. So we've got our tiny TARDIS, and our tiny TARDIS is going to have a bit of a photo shoot. Oh, there's a kestrel. So it's not only creatures from the Jurassic era you can find here, there is so much wildlife you can find here as well. I am noticing I'm talking a lot louder as we're going along, and apologies for the massive hair going everywhere. So what we're going to do, we're going to set down tiny TARDIS and I'll show you exactly the spot that it was filmed for you to come and visit. I've just walked out into the actual sand area, so behind me you can see the cliffs and you can also see the rocky area. So if you walk out towards the tide, that's the spot you're looking for. So you've got the end of these rocks, and once you get to the end of these rocks, you'll see the tip of the point and that is where Tiny Tardif is going to be deployed. We're still on the same beach, we're still on Dunraven, but we're now, you can see behind me where Doomsday was filmed. We're now on the different part with the limestone cliffs, and this is where Matt Smith filmed The Time of the Angels with Amy Pond and Alex Kingston, who plays Riversong. And you might see behind me, you might recognise the cliffs with Gallifreyan on it that said "Hello Sweetie," and that is where Alex Kingston, Riversong, called the Doctor to rescue the alp plants. And those were ancient people that lived inside these ruins, which were taken over the Weeping Angels. So we're going to have a look. So all the cliffs are made up of limestone, and they're made up of lots of things, but because it's the Jurassic coast, all these rocks contain creatures. So the most common ones you can find here, you can find some reptile skeletons embedded in the rocks, you can find fish, but the most common one here is ammonite, which is almost like a snail looking creature, and then it's got different parts to it. We've also got trilobites, which are similar to snails again, but without the insides or the squishy parts of the snail. But another one you can find here in the rocks is one of these. So this is called a trilobite, and a trilobite is a type of creature that looks similar to a woodlouse. It has that back end to it, so this is just the tail of one, and you can literally find these in all of these rocks. How amazing is that? So hopefully you've enjoyed the first instalment of Nerdy Nature and the first in the series of Wildlife on Set here in Dunraven Bay, looking at some Doctor Who filming locations. Of course you can come and visit these, they're really easy to find. Just head to Dunraven Bay, come to the middle part, you've got Doomsday one side and you've got Time of the Angels the other side. So if you've enjoyed this, don't forget to subscribe, because we'll be posting more and more Nerdy Nature series as well as other wildlife series up onto this channel. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter, and don't forget to like this and share this with people you think might be interested in heading to some Doctor Who location. So it's not just Doctor Who we're doing, we've got Star Wars coming up, we've got Harry Potter, we're going to do some Game of Thrones, so anything you want to see. So if there's anywhere you want to go, or there's some locations you want to share with me so I can head to as well, don't forget to drop them in the comments below and I'll try and head to them. So it's goodbye from me, goodbye from windy Wales, and I'll see you next time. See ya!